The COVID-19 pandemic has presented an incredible number of challenges and has essentially required us to completely reinvent how we teach. At the end of the day, there is absolutely no substitute for live instruction. My students are successful by and large due to the constant in their lives that is band. The interaction with their teachers and peers is as important, and I would venture to say perhaps more important, than the actual music instruction they receive. Most of my students practice in the band hall during lunch or after school, often because the band hall is a place of great familiarity to them. Usually, they will have a friend there to practice with. They have immediate access to me or one of my assistant directors to help them find answers or solutions to problems, or simply to listen to their progress and help guide them down a path. Suddenly, that's not there. And naturally, the daily gift of coming together and creating something beautiful and meaningful with your closest friends, something that exists only on paper until they bring it to life through performance, suddenly that's not there. Now, that's merely looking at things from a sort of utopian band point of view. Then we have to factor in the very real non-music factors that affect the students. 72% of our student population is considered economically disadvantaged. Do our students have access to smartphones, tablets, and/or computers? Do they have internet access from home? What kind of time investment will their other classes require, and how does that affect what we're trying to do? Many of our students are on free or reduced lunch. Are they getting adequate nutrition? Are their parents still working? I have students that were able to keep their jobs while their parents were not, and suddenly they were faced with the burden of providing for their family in the absolute worst of times. For starters, the number one priority for me was to try to connect with every student to make sure, first and foremost, that they were safe and well. We chose to use Google Classroom as our method for delivering assignments. During the setup process, we also had to determine what types of assignments would be most beneficial to the students with regard to their individual musical development. I was adamant that A, our assignments focused on developing not only the students' technical skill set, but also their musical skill set beyond what we would typically do in a regular band class setting. And B, if we were going to spend a great deal of time creating new content, the bulk of the assignments that we developed could continue to be used as a supplement to what we would do once we returned to a traditional in-person classroom setting. After investigating a number of online music instruction resources, we decided upon Smart Music for playing assignments such as technical studies and fundamental exercises, and musictheory.net for music fundamentals and basic theory assignments. We used Zoom to set up video class meetings for instruction, answering students' questions, or simply just to see how everyone was doing. I was very excited to have every single band student learn the piano keyboard, which I consider to be essential to any study of harmony. I've always taught intervals, chord construction, and basic chord progressions and cadences, but now the students would have to complete assignments that would allow me to assess for a greater level of understanding. We were then able to take those concepts and have the students play exercises in Smart Music to better understand and bridge the gap between what they see, feel, and hear when playing their instrument. Students were given critical listening assignments where they had to watch a performance on YouTube and give their own assessment of what they heard. This will, in turn, help them to be more critical when assessing their own playing both individually and within the group. Students did have to prepare a video performance as an end-of-year project / audition process. As we approach the new school year, it is still very uncertain as to what the start of school may look like. We are preparing lessons for in-person, online, or blended scenarios. In our program, we intend to continue having a digital element regardless of how we start. Looking forward, recruitment and retention could pose some challenges if we are unable to have live performance opportunities. We are already considering possibilities for online events such as video clinics or lessons with groups and individual students, video meetings with students and parents, and combined video performance opportunities with the high school and 8th grade students. Plain and simple, music is an essential part of these students' lives. To me, it is as necessary as the food they eat and the air they breathe. I will not allow my students to be deprived. It's not about what we can't do, it's about what we can do.